More mic.
More mic.
More. Hold on. Let me get him up.
Boy, you see, boy.
Yeah, boy.
The Sabo don't start, boy.
More mic.
More mic, the man give me no mic.
Man level down.
-4.
You really saying more mic, but you go down there. We saw that custom using our next. Oh gosh, I apologize.
In fact, that's the innovator, the more mic there.
Yeah.
That's where we get it from. More mic.
Be careful what you ask for. No mic.
No mic.
Alright, respect.
Oh God, Monk, how long
3
we waiting
minutes.
on you?
3 minutes late. We're 3 minutes late.
Yeah.
And this 3 minutes.
Yeah, but
They say one must
know
be.
that go.
They say one must be fashionably late. Nah. No, we was making it wrong. We was making it wrong. And to be honest, I was just helping. Natalie post her Instagram.
She knew the Instagram out.
Well, you know.
I was having trouble.
She have a Sony.
Cool.
I think that probably worse than a Samsung.
No, don't do them.
What don't do them what? It's fire for them right now. Real
In
fire
the
for
true
them.
sense of the
In
word,
the
eh?
true sense. Or they can't
True
go
sense of the
on,
word.
or they cannot even go on Cal.
Wow.
Or they can't walk on a Cal with all the Samsung.
The
Talk
Sony
now.
has
rock
the
bottom,
best
you know.
camera.
You
It
see?
has the best camera.
So you say?
Mm.
It
And she's a-
does.
and
They
she's a
filmed the
actress,
James
eh?
Bond advert on it.
Sure.
The trailer, they filmed it on the Sony.
Disrespectful
So
to
talking about
iPhone. Man. Shal, what you have there? What's that?
iPhone.
Alright, Goofy, what you have?
iPhone.
Alright, Ding Dong. Slim Dong, what you have? Slim Dong, what you working with? Sure.
Yeah, the one.
Not Nokia. I feel it's a Nokia.
I think just
I feel you have. I feel there's fire in the pocket. There's fire. There's fire.
Oh God.
Alright. You see? Look at that.
Yo, we have Monk Monte.
We apologize for being late though.
It's not a problem.
Is it Sony?
You know, gosh.
Sorry.
You are the Leinster though.
Big up TNT, good afternoon. The Mother Drive just got more mad.
The end.
More mad.
With the real madman.
Real mad thing.
All right, Monk Monte is here, Natalie Perera is here. The lead actors of the romance musical,
Yes.
Bazodee.
Is it a rom-com
boy.
or is it just a romantic? What is
A
it?
rom-com.
A rom-com?
Yeah, Goofy. You just go to your Netflix and look for rom-com.
Yeah, I mean, that's a category.
It's kung fu. You look at what it is. I think. What? No, I don't think it's a rom-com.
No,
You know, I think it's an original piece by itself. What do you? Natalie is the expert.
It is a dramedy. A dramedy
A
musical.
dramedy.
Fire! It's not a rom-com. It's a dramedy.
Dramedy. All right. We'll go with that.
That must be close to a thriller, which is a thriller horror.
And a horror.
A thriller horror. A thriller. I see everybody making Douglas names. Rom-com. Drama. All right, let me get serious.
You're right, yes. We're talking about Wednesday, the launch. And we want to invite everyone to head everywhere. You know, people have been asking, where? Movie Tongue alone thing? No, everywhere. Everywhere there's a theater.
Yeah,
It's available.
Caribbean cinemas.
Right.
Movie
That's what's
Tongue.
going on.
Empire and National in San Fernando. And I'm
Empire?
Listen to me. I'm most proud about that. You know what
That's
I
a
mean?
Sandoban.
Yeah. Today we was talking and I remember, the days of Hobosco and Palladium.
Winsan Jubilee. It's like, yeah, that one in St. Vincent Street there too, the grocery, all day.
Palladium. Yeah, well, we in National and Empire, but we also in all the Movie Tongue, Caribbean cinemas. And Wednesday we also in Tobago Movie Tongue too.
Yeah.
$1.50 hot dog and popcorn and thing.
IMAX too.
Yeah, and it's very important for Trinidad and Tobago to come out because it's about Trinidad and Tobago. The movie was shot here.
Well, the movie was shot in Trinidad and Tobago exclusively.
Yeah.
Okay. We have people like Natalie Perera who came in to act from London, but she's Sri Lankan, so she's from Ireland.
Yeah.
We had Kabir Bedi, who was the, her father, who was from the James Bond Octopussy film.
Yeah.
Huge Bollywood actor. Other people like Val Kimi, who is actually a Trini, born Trini. But he
Who
lives in
lives in
London.
I think he was here last time.
Yeah, he was here.
Yeah.
He came
Yes,
to and then Stars, who was Natalie's love how you call that?
She just plays the fiance.
Okay.
Yeah, but
But
from
I
what
don't
I
think it's
understand,
much away.
I was trying to set it up a different way.
Oh, okay, I ruined it. Sorry.
It's like
I'll shut
people-
up.
Trying to juxtaposing it to me now. You know?
it's people from all over the world because I'm hearing there's somebody there from Hungary, Barbados. Actually, this was brought to you 10 years ago.
The film 10 years ago, I was approached by Ansel McCain, who is a Tobagonian.
Right.
And his partner, his wife, is a Bajan, who is
Right.
Claire Ince. She wrote the story. Ansel was the producer. And they are a film company from New York called
Right.
Indie Pelago Films. And they said, look, Machel, we want to do a film about Trinidad and Tobago, but we want to, interweave your music into the story. We
Yeah.
are inspired by your music, and we want you to act a role. And I was like, Lord, let me go and get some acting classes immediately. But beyond that, they wanted to get a really good director. We tried some of the real established Trini directors who were making films in London. I remember one, and we couldn't get that, so it took us a long time to find the right director who could bring forth the vision. And from that, the director, there was a DP who was brought in from Hungary, but the majority of the cast and crew was from Trinidad and Tobago, which kind of shocked me because when I walk on, it was 150 people around here in a day. We were shooting at the old airport, shooting at places where it's 150 people running around with mics, with sound, with audio, with lights, with foil, all different. And I
You
was
see,
like,
that's the thing. People
and
don't
I
see
didn't
the
know.
end product,
But
but they
also
don't
when
realize
the
this
shit grew-
started
No.
10 years ago.
Yeah, and it was hard. It was hard to get the proper financing to find the right, lead actress.
Right.
Natalie came like a gift to us. You know what I'm saying? To be so talented and to know what
Thank
she
you.
and be so
Oh,
beautiful, and
Natalie.
be so beautiful. But it's not an easy road. And this was something that proved that to me.
Yeah.
There's a book, Malcolm Gladwell have a book called Tipping Point, and he said
Yeah, I read
any
that book.
successful thing takes 10 years to come to fruition.
Was-
10,000 working hours.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, you're accustomed performing in 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 people.
Yeah.
How was the transition when you scale that down and just you and a handful of actors and a cameraman? How was
Cameramen?
that? Cameramen.
Well, that's a good question because that is always a pressure for me. I prefer to perform to bigger audiences and smaller audiences. It's tough. It's tougher for smaller audiences. But I was a little, a little nervous to act
That's what I was asking. You still get nervous, right?
because I don't like acting. Well, this was my first time and I didn't want to mess up, But I went out there and we were shooting this during Carnival 2015 with Like a Boss. You're coming home from a fete and you had to be on the set at 5 a.m. when you just went to sleep 4. And people in your face with a camera and a light and a mic. This is no time to be doing nonsense, you know what I mean? No tata here.
Yeah, that's the thing. They kind of take you out your element because you're accustomed being the boss. You're the
Yeah.
person in charge. And now you are to kind of just be like, all right, you're taking instructions from this one, that one, because it's
Yeah.
not really your field.
Yeah, and I had Natalie there. Natalie is a kind of like me. In music, I call myself a procrastinating perfectionist. So I will be continuously going looking for better in the song, until somebody say, look, this song need to release. Forget the little mistakes. And Natalie is like that, like an actress, and she'll be like, no, let's go again. No, Machel. Did I do it good? She will constantly be asking. So I took that teaching from her, and she
Right.
kind of say, less is more.
But has the acting bug bit you, and would you do this again?
Let's just say that a couple of scenes in there, right? In the movie, while I was doing these scenes, I was willing to give up singing. I was like, you know what? I could come to work and do this
Right through.
right through every day, especially when they say cut and I know we have to go again. Natalie, you know these scenes I'm talking about. You know these scenes. But we can't give away them
Natalie
scenes.
looks
I'm not
like
gonna
you-
say, Natalie, what you want to say about that?
Yeah. Let's hear Natalie. The floor is yours.
Natalie
What's going
cheesing,
on?
Natalie.
Choose your words wisely.
You set that up. You set that up really well.
He's doing it he's doing it all the time.
Take it home, Natalie. Take it home.
We were completely professional. It was a really nice set. Todd didn't really tell us what to do. It wasn't one of those places where they were going, you need to do this, you need to do that. It wasn't
Yeah,
heavy
true.
direction. He basically cast people and they chose people where they felt the chemistry was correct. And then you just had to play. You just had to go into
Yeah.
it and do it. It was fun. We enjoyed it. Like you said, we enjoyed it. We had a good
lot
time.
of laughs. We had a good time. And I mean, just being on the set, like I was saying downstairs in the other interviews, Natalie and them got to come to fets in the Oval and fets in Machel Monday, and to see them really enjoy being here to work, but getting to enjoy what the actual fet is about. It really helped the movie, and the cast and crew who were here from foreign. Every 5 minutes, if we shooting in Tobago, when they say cut, we shooting on the beach. These fellas would jump in the sea, take a 10-second swim and come back and hold the camera, you know. Yeah. So I think
we were going mad. It was like a life-changing experience for us. That shoot was for the foreign crew, was life-changing.
Yeah.
Like, we came out here, we don't get any open air, anything. We don't get performers like you in London in the open air with the sun rising and the fog and the
water
paint coming on. You don't get that
Full carnival.
euphoric kind of experience. So we were really like out there excited. Top 5 experiences of my life.
Wow.
And think about
So I guess you've seen it every year now.
She just told me this morning she thinks she coming back for carnival.
Oh, of course.
And look at it. Imagine how they reacting to what they seen in real, and we actually making a film for the world to see exactly that. We have Juve, Pan, you know, everything in this film. And I mean, it was during carnival. We couldn't actually shoot carnival because they couldn't control the sound and the audio, so we had to recreate a lot of the things. But it was so much fun, and we had so much people willing to come out during carnival time to play an extra Juve. If you have a Juve down on your street, you know, for a film, you come in to play Juve, and people were really into it. I think that was the real, you know.
And I remember telling you the last time you were here about you playing yourself, and but when I realized it's not really you playing yourself, because in the film you're not successful.
Well, that is the first thing. You're
not a successful artist, you know.
The first thing is you're right and you're wrong.
All right, let me hear why.
Because you're definitely right. It's not Machel Montano playing Machel Montano. And
Right.
as I say, the story was never the story of Machel
It's
Montano.
not a biography.
Yeah.
This is a story, a love story about Trinidad and Tobago. The story is more about Natalie than me,
Right.
you know, and her success, and she could tell you about how she feel about her role there. But for me, you know, when I was acting, you know, the guy was saying, this is what you have to do. Relate it to something that happened in your life. And I just want to sell out this little part of the movie. This is about a singer who left Trinidad, the island, to become famous and went to London and didn't make it and came back home and was despondent. And the rest is what get him back to the, you know, that triumph and get back to the music bug. So I lived that opportunity 3 times already in real.
Right.
I wasn't always successful.
Yeah.
I don't always succeed. You know, the importance about the movies, I was able to sit down right there and feel exactly what it feel like to go to England, get signed, you know, not succeed the way I saw it happen, and come back home. That happened to me in 1995, Come Dig It. And I did make some #1 hits with Come Dig It. I was #1 in Chicago, #1 in California, in certain places. Come back home because it didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. It happened to me again in 2000, signed to Atlantic Records, went out, come back home. You know, it happened again later on. And every single time, in 2005, every single time I come back, something got me reinvigorated into my music, because after the 1995, Come Dig It, was 97, Big Truck. After the you know, Atlantic Records, I came back and rehashed everything. It's Carnival, yeah. You know, Exotic Circus. After the 2005, you know, singing songs like We Not Giving Up. You know, these messages are true. You come back despondent, wanting to give up, but that was the year we went with Band of the Year, Road March again, 2006. So it always, a failure is always...
Yeah, from struggle, success.
Yeah. Ah, boy. Fire. More mic.
More mic.
Take out. More mic. Let me stay by more mic.
More mic.
Oh boy! All right.
Yeah.
So when's the launch? Are you all going to do anything official? Like, are you all going to be actually at the cinemas?
Well, let's just say we had this premiere at the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival last year, where we had all the actors, everybody came in, and that was really important for us, because that was where we were able, big up to the TNT Film, you know, company and the film festival. That's where we were able to land our distribution deal that was actually made it possible for us to put this movie out internationally. And then we had the actual premiere of the movie was in Times Square, New York City.
Yeah, I remember that.
Couple weeks ago,
Like it was available across the US.
And
a lot of people are asking, actually, and they text and they see it online.
Yeah.
They want to see, obviously, they want to see it on Netflix and the iTunes, because they want to stream it and see it later down the road.
So this was the thing. I had to really bite my tongue with people on Instagram. You know, people was getting upset. A lot of people, up to today, somebody tell me, if I was he, I would have released it in Trinidad or Jamaica Film Festival first. And I had to say, well, ma'am, this was released in film. She said, oh, well, I didn't know.
So you want to talk?
And then somebody said, why you go and make a film and then release it in Trinidad and release it in foreign first? But, you know, the whole point about this movie, this is historic. for the whole film industry, in Trinidad and Tobago, this is one of the first films that actually going worldwide in theaters like this, fully filmed in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we set that standard from the beginning. Claire and Ansel wanted it like that. That's why we wanted the high quality actors and actresses, and we wanted the best out of Trinidad and Tobago. And we actually seek to release this worldwide. So we got our worldwide distribution deal that started. Their idea was, let's start in New York City, in Times Square, PlayStation Theater.
Yeah, it's actually still available in New York.
It's still showing in America right now. And when we open on Wednesday in Trinidad and Tobago, this movie is also opening in Aruba, Curacao, St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. Martin, Bonaire, Antigua, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Grenada, Barbados, Jamaica, Guyana, Grand Cayman, Suriname.
The region covered.
Yeah, all of the islands.
On the 30th, is Canada, and I know about soca music, and then we looking to go to the UK and to
where
Europe.
Natalie's from.
And after the cinema run, then you're looking to
digital streaming,
Netflix, iTunes, Hulu, Amazon. The only place we don't want it to release is down by Independence Square by the
by
the wall, by the van and the DVDs. No, but honestly, we try our best to not be pirated, because the most important thing right now is for us to go out and support. The more the local people in the Caribbean support the film, is the greater the distribution for the world. And we're really trying to spread the sound of soca, the Caribbean culture.
Yeah.
We feel it's important.
Yeah. And you see, a lot more people will be encouraged to do the same.
Well, that was the
You
point.
understand?
I said that today on the interviews. Right now we have so many successful people. Tennille Noalo, who was one of the main actresses with Natalie. She
plays Anita's cousin.
Yeah, Anita's cousin. She just released her own film, Cutlasses, premiering and showing in film festival. We had our AD went and make the film Pay the Devil, was made right after Bazodee. Everybody on the local film industry have been getting good looks and good things and inspiring them to do.
It really created opportunity, and it really got people hungry to create more, which I think is the most exciting thing about the entire project. People want to keep making it happen. People want to, there's an excitement, there's a buzz about it, and buzz is what's important. So people have to go out and support that, support their own people.
Like we had a brilliant local casting director, Penelope Spencer, who we know Penelope Spencer from the Raymond Chukong and that whole crew. Is a
it's
crew
nice that they were incorporated.
They have been doing the groundwork for many years for the actors that coming up now in Trinidad and Tobago. We are a little behind, because you have films like The Harder They Come from Jamaica, you have Countryman, you have Lunatic, you have Dancehall Queen, you have Shutters, you have Third World Cup. So now we're trying to, this is a step in that direction for Trinidad and Tobago film.
Yeah.
Basically, what you're saying is, let's spend all their money and support it officially.
Come out.
Yes.
Come out and spend all their money.
Yeah.
And not just, don't spend it on
Support the
yourself. Carry out your office. The whole of TTRN.
It's significant that. Do something properly.
Yeah. Carry your family. And as a matter of fact, go twice.
Yeah.
Like it's Titanic.
All right, people asking already on WhatsApp. Do you have a date? Do you have a date for the UK launch?
Yeah, you see, they keep asking, but I am not the distributor.
Yeah.
Please, I want everybody to understand. You can't ask Denzel when the next training day coming out. Denzel don't know.
You see
Denzel Montano.
Denzel Montano do not know that. But I mean, it is coming to the UK, and these things are very dependent on the deals that are signed with the distributors, and they are vigorously trying to strike the biggest deals. And when I say the biggest deals, we're not talking about the biggest financial deals. We're talking about the most theaters that will open in the UK.
Right.
We had over 250 theaters we opened to in the US when we opened. I just read the list of the Caribbean islands.
Right.
It's many theaters that open in the Caribbean. Look at Trinidad alone. It's not one theater, it's many. These things are not simple and they're not easy. And this is the first time I am in this business. And believe me, when you look at the movie in the beginning, you'll see more pictures.
Right.
Because you know me, where there's a will, there's a way. I get into the business.
When I read the commercial, hear me look. More pictures.
Well, immediately,
Yeah.
Makes sense. You have to make sure, because for me, if we could do this for other people and other generations to come, you have to put on our foundation. So it will be coming to the UK soon.
All right. Another question coming from the listeners. Tickets, the price is same, right?
If the what?
Tickets.
to
Like
to go into the theater.
to go into
But the
the
same
If
price.
they what?
The price the same.
Listen
as,
to me now. Hear what going on. You know, sometimes you just avoid bellas whole day. I feel I need to bellas the public right now because hear what going on, right? I get on bad. I get like Hillary Clinton. I seen people since I land. I say, Machel, boy, the movie opening Wednesday. Much me now? I could get. Let me get 20 tickets now. Let me get 5 tickets. Well, we could get some tickets. I do not own a theater. I am not national.
It's a barbecue hour.
I do not know the price.
It's a barbecue.
They don't have VIP. I never went in movie tongue and see VIP and general and VVIP. Whatever it is, the cinema standard is.
It is.
It
Nice. It
is.
is. All right. Nice.
You know, I have to pay to go and watch it. If I want to go and watch the movie, which I think I might, I will have to go and pay. You know, just like I went to New York and sit down and watch the movie myself and hide up in the cinema.
You serious?
Yeah, of course. Just to see the reaction of some people sometimes.
Yeah.
It's nice, you know.
It's good practice. You mean?
Yeah, but trust me, whatever is the cinema standard, the price of the cinema is one price. You wouldn't have to pay VIP price if you sit down in the front row closer to Natalie.
All right, guys. So Bazodee, the movie. It's launching Wednesday. Wherever is your favorite spot, check them out.
Right?
It's available. See me?
Yeah, and as I was asking the question about special, we have a special launch tomorrow to be at the at IMAX. Scotiabank has carrying their crew to the movie, and they have that whole IMAX theater tomorrow, and we also doing a soft launch for a lot of these people who invested and the sponsors at the Gemstone in IMAX. IMAX now releasing some private rooms.
Yeah, I heard
with
about
a
that.
couple people.
Yeah.
So it will be shown there tomorrow, and then on Wednesday we fly into Movie Town again to honor some of the people at THA who help us make the movie and have a viewing at Movie Town on Wednesday. So.
Right.
So that's the special things, but really and truly the specialty is the movie is out nationwide, many theaters, ram the cinema,
Support.
tell them turn up the volume, support. We need the numbers on count to start to get to France and Italy and
It's our numbers still.
Hey.
It's our numbers.
Hey, Titanic, Denzel.
Mark Montano, the lead actor, and Natalie Perera, lead actress, Natalie. All right. Thanks for passing through and, of course, sharing the information. Natalie, your experience. I know you had a great one.
Right from the beginning.
Yeah, I can imagine it.
So I auditioned for the role. I came in. I got picked. I think Machel had something to do with that.
She was one of my picks.
Okay.
We had a couple girls to pick from. 3.
So how you get in that role?
No, my opinion was just sought.
Okay.
I just had an opinion in there. But
Right.
Ansel and
Claire
Yeah.
and the bunch, they made the decision. It was a whole load of us. I didn't think I'd get it, but I really wanted it. I had to sing for it. I had to do this whole scene. It was actually a scene with you, but the
Really?
casting director plays you, and I play me. It's really weird.
It wasn't
And-
as nice, right?
No, it wasn't as
Yeah,
nice. She
nah.
wasn't as.
Hey, Denzel. Go ahead,
But the
Natalie,
experience in total was amazing. I feel like I learnt so much from the Trini people, the
Yeah.
cast, the crew. There's a freedom in the culture that I feel like I acquired as well.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud to be a part of it. I'm proud to have that part installed in me. It's now within me, and I'm going to take it wherever I go, into anything else that I do. It's a really important experience.
Yeah. This is the first time in training. Do any movie?
First time I
You lie. Wow.
Have you seen the movie?
I've seen clips.
Okay, when you see that Juve scene, for me, I'm not acting. That's the first time. I was like,
Well,
people who are listening to that because I don't know what I'm saying.
Jump
but
out
I
of
was like
van
shocked.
and throw us straight into a Juve.
Yeah,
God, I can imagine. And
They
Kate
just-
and all kind of thing pelting.
yeah.
Mud, pain,
Right in the middle on my own with Cindy.
jab, fire. And think about just listen to how she talking. This is how the world is seeing this film. We take it for granted because we see in Juves and Carnival
And
all
beaches
over
and that
the
kind of
world.
thing.
Yeah, a lot
But
of
internationally, you've
people.
got to remember that people are going to watch this film and be like, what's that? Oh my God, I didn't even know that happens. It's so exciting. Like, people didn't even know, in London, people didn't even know that there were Indian people in Trinidad. They were like, hang on a minute, you did a film in Trinidad. wait, the casting is way off. And I was like, what do you mean? They were like, well, we didn't even know there was an Indian diaspora.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is important information getting out to people who don't have geographical awareness.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's time.
That's why we need to be constantly sharing.
Sharing is the word.
Communication.
Sharing was the word I use. We are sharing our story with the world. We're sharing our culture.
Yeah.
I wake up every day and I say, make music reflecting the highest expression of who you are and take it to the corners of the globe. You know, the taking it to the corners of the globe is sharing it with people, because when people really see how we live in, it's a good feeling, it's a good life, you know? And it really inspires people, the way we live side by side and the way we embrace each other's cultures. They were shocked that, you know, in Trinidad, we have Christians who celebrate in Eid, or we have Hindus who celebrate in Christmas.
Yeah, I was.
You know?
I've never seen any kind of community like that in my life. I was overwhelmed.
Go see the movie, guys. Go
Yes,
check it
sir.
out. Bazodee.
Starring Denzel Montano,
Yes, sir.
the main protagonist.
As Leader Leon. Suave. The movie is where music and passion collide.
Yeah.
And I think that just explains my life.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Lou.
Opening Wednesday.
Opening Wednesday.
Yeah, that's all I'm missing. Anyway.
Bazodee.
See that voice this summer. Yeah, that's already bring it home now.
Yeah, so we're grateful for and big up TTRN. I mean, we having a big event, and TTRN is one of the supporting members. A lot of people really come forward. You know, Caribbean faces. Lorraine O'Connor, who is local and who is the producer. Not just Penelope Spencer, but like, did I mention Chris? I call Chris Smith, who is one of the local actors. You see him on the Express ad in the morning with David Rudder's son. Kafra, yeah. You know, and also, you know, Cindy Daniel, who's in there too, Tinil Nawalo, Rem Bongshan.
Yeah, Remy.
Yo, some of these actors from Trinidad and Tobago really impressed me. Not just the actors, but everybody from Trinidad and Tobago who was a part of this film. You know me, I like to be hard on my crew and my team to excel for the highest and the most professional and bring your A game. I was impressed.
Yeah.
And I'm not easily impressed. You know, you had to be really bringing game, and I was really happy that the cast and crew from Trinidad and Tobago was there, showing up on time, polite, quiet, soft, hardworking, extra long hours. Sometimes we are out food, sometimes we run out of ice. Yeah.
Make it up.
Big up Ecstatic Limited too.
Yeah.
When you run out of ice. You're nice.
More ice.
More ice.
I'll say more ice.
Mark Montano, Natalie Perera, Bazodee. The launch everywhere in Trinidad and Tobago and the region.
Get there.
Wednesday. Get
Official
there.
release.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You and your crew, get there.
And of course, this song in the background is an original composition from the movie.
Right.
Written by myself
So
and
hard to
FBE. You know, Keshav on the rhythm. When you think
like
about
Keshav?
it. Yeah, Keshav.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And Keshav gave me this rhythm probably over 9 years ago.
For real.
And the movie was in the making 10 years ago. And when I heard the rhythm, I was like, Keshav, you know, I think I will end up using this in this movie.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget in the studio in Barbados by Red Boys with Nappy and Shaft outside one day, and I was like, boy, this movie and this song, and I want to sing this song, and I want it to be about forgetting about race when you see this girl face. And that's what this song is about. I forget different races when I see your faces.
Yeah.
You know, that's the kind of love you want. Love that make you forget race, class. And that's what we have here in Trinidad and Tobago with Bazodee.
Yes, sir.
Set it up. More mic.
More mic.
Take up. Hey.